Alright, race fans, this is the 2016 Dodge Charger SXT. Bear with me, we're starting this video in the dark, and then the road test and the off-road test will be in the daylight, but the way I film this is kind of backwards, so just bear with me, race fans. So, a couple specs. This is the Charger SXT. MSRP is a couple dollars under 30 grand. It's got a 3.6 liter V6 24 valve motor, which makes 292 horsepower at the crank. Towing capacity is 1,000 pounds. You can throw a little U-Haul hitch on this bad boy and tow yourself a little American Harbor Freight trailer. When I say American, I mean Chinese. You're gonna hear my kind of thoughts on the drive of this vehicle later when we're in the daylight. I just want to cover the specs real quick. I know it's dark out right now, y'all probably can't see very well, but you know, winter is here and it's kind of hard to film. I wanted to get the good footage in the daytime. Let me just check. Miles per gallon, EPA estimate is 19 city, 31 highway. I agree with that. I've driven this car for about 10 days and my average miles per gallon is about 20. I've been driving it pretty hard though. That's about it. Curb weight's 4,000 pounds. You don't need to know the dimensions. Just want to go over the basics. Like I said, the road review is coming up after this, and stay tuned for the off-road review. You guys are gonna see what it's like taking one of these Chargers off-road down some trails real quick. Nothing too crazy. We're not jumping it or anything just yet, but it's fun to watch anyway. So stay tuned real quick. Right now we're gonna phase into the road test, and leave your comments below when it's done. Alright guys, so here in the car, and let's talk about drivability, what the inside cabin's like, and stuff like that as we're driving. I'm gonna come and try to give you a nice view today. This is the Red Rock area. Anyway, as you can see, the car has decent pickup for a V6. We're up to 60 there. I'm gonna be kind of careful today because it is a Saturday morning and the BLM Rangers love to give tickets on this road. So let's talk about the car cabin. It's got a obviously automatic transmission with a Triptronic manual. It does have a 9-speed transmission. So nice thing is it's geared nice on the low end to pick up pretty well for a V6. But also on the highway, you know, you get in that 9th gear and you're achieving excellent mileage. Let me pull up the fuel economy here. I've been driving this pretty hard. Obviously it's a rental car, and you know, rental cars get driven like rental cars. I'm still averaging 19 miles a gallon. So again, not bad at all. I would say on the highway, you know, if you're doing mostly highway miles and stuff like that, you're going to be up in, you know, 25 plus range. In this spec model, the SXT, it's got the seat bolsters, the sport seats that really hold you really nice. You know, it's not a super sporty model. It's not an RT. It's not a Hellcat. It's nothing like that. So the fact that you have these seat bolsters that kind of hold you in when you're getting into it is a nice feature as well for the spec grade. Again, you can see the interior here. It's got the screen radio, auxiliary Bluetooth connections. It's got heated seats. It's got the Uconnect apps, climate control through here. You can turn the screen off, and it also has Bluetooth connectivity. So, like I said, for a pretty moderately spec model. Obviously, like I said, this one's from Enterprise Rent-A-Car, so it's not. I mean, it's not like they particularly, you know, get the nicest one. They did tell me they had a Hemi, but they had just rented it the day before. So if I come down this sweeping corner, we'll be able to see. exactly kind of as it grips. This is a closed road, obviously, but you can see it holds itself, you know, 95 around that corner. Obviously this is a closed road, so no issues there. But yeah, like I said, with the wheels and tires you guys saw on the outside, it doesn't have the biggest wheels, it doesn't have the biggest tires, it definitely doesn't have any type of quality tire. So, you know, take that into account with the handling. I did throw it around some roundabouts last week and did lose a little front end traction. The traction control, okay, let's talk about the traction control. The traction control, when you hit the traction control button right here, I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but puts it into traction control sport mode. There's no way to turn it 100% off that I've found yet. So if you know how to, let me know. But what it does is it, you know, it gives you a little play on the back end, no homo. But you know, it still locks up the front brakes. As soon as you start to break free a little bit, you know, it really holds you back. The only way I've been able to kind of get the back really loose on this is if you kind of do a brake stand, a one-wheel peel. All you do it for Dailers out there are gonna know what that means. If you watch Cletus McFarland, you know what a do it for Dailer is. One of my favorite car guys. But yeah, so anyway, you can't turn it all the way off. So what it'll do, it'll hold up the front. You know, as soon as you start to get a nice little slide going around a corner, obviously, only on private property, obviously. You know, it'll slam the front brakes on and hold you back. So, you know, not ideal. But again, I thought about pulling the fuse, but it's a rental. You know, I don't really want to wreck it and you know, go through all that drama with Enterprise and them trying to tell me this is a $50,000 car. So, like I said, let's talk about ride quality. It's super comfortable. It actually rides incredibly smooth. One of the things, I used to have a fleet car, Chrysler 200S, the new one, and this is actually nicer. It's a bigger body car, obviously. It's a rear-wheel drive compared to the Chrysler's two-wheel drive. Obviously, this would be spec'd more equivalent to a Chrysler 300, but you know, same Fiat Chrysler America, same idea. And what we're looking at there is, you know, because you have a wider stance, longer wheelbase, stuff like that, it actually handles bumps really well. Even at speed, you know, you don't really feel like you're losing control. You don't really feel like, you know, you can't handle what's going on. And we're gonna whip around here so we don't get too far back into town, and I'll show you guys exactly what'll happen when I try to. So I'm gonna stand on the brakes. It's not breaking loose today, but if I go full lock, it breaks a little bit loose, but not really. I don't know if you can see that smoke in the tire, see smoke in the rear view mirror there, but it just doesn't give you a lot. You know, it gives you a little bit, but I don't know if you're going to be able to tell from the video or not. I'll look when I edit it, but, you know, I'm kind of, you know, it's fighting. I don't know if you'll be able to see it's jerking or not, but it's not, it's like I said, it's not the best. So if you're buying this to cruise, if you're buying this for something nice, just to kind of cruise back and forth to work, it's decent. You know, it's comfortable, it's fuel reliable, it's got a nice set of features, it's got, you know, it's got a cool design dash, it's kind of sporty. You know, you got room in the glove box for your auxiliary, or excuse me, the armrest for your auxiliary cables. You know, glove box. There's no really kind of cool storage. There's a fucking sunglass holder. I mean, that's whatever. This one does have home sense, so you can connect your garage door opener to it with no problem. But I mean, you know, just little shit. Just, I mean, it's a Dodge Charger. It's a mid-range Dodge Charger. It's not the end of the world. Just kind of doing this video for fun. You know, I have a different car for a while, and we're gonna later in the video you know, when there's not quite so many people out, do some other tests. But yeah, I got just under 400 miles on it since I've had it. I've had it about 10 days. It's not bad. Fuel economy wise, I put $25 in it so far. $35 in it so far. About 20 bucks gives you about half a tank from empty. And yeah, so I've done a full tank basically in just under 400 miles, 355 maybe. So it's not too bad, and that's getting on it hard. You know, that's driving it like a rental car. If I was to drive this thing economically and I was to drive it like I owned it, you know, I bet you could achieve closer to the 450 to 500 mile range for a tank, which is great. It's, you know, for a car this size, you know, and to have the power that it does have, you know, it's not unheard of now that, you know, but it's just decent, you know. So it really comes down to, would I buy this car? I would buy a Charger. I mean, I would buy a Charger. My thing is, I would definitely get one a little better spec'd. You know, I definitely wouldn't, if I was gonna buy, but that goes for any car, it's not just a Charger. But, you know, I want one that's gonna have some nicer wheels. It's gonna have, you know, maybe a couple more options on the interior. I don't know really what, but because these are, like I said, these are good seats. They're just, you know, they're the rental car company type fabric. They're not great, so not the end of the world. I mean, I could live with it, but, you know, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head between what this costs and what an RT package costs, but you know, I would say it's probably worth it for the extra, you know, the Hemi motor, the better wheels and tires. Well, not, I don't give you good tires, but let's see here, pickup power, passing power. See, it's not underpowered at all, even without the Hemi. It's not underpowered at all. That we went from what, 45 to 95 pretty quick. You know, we get a little bit of body roll around these off-canted corners, but again, this is a rental car model. I'm gonna keep saying that. This isn't a sport model. It doesn't have any kind of better suspension setups, nothing like that. So that's stuff you gotta keep in mind. So I'm gonna cut it here just because, you know, there's not much else I can tell you about the inside, and we've gone on our nice scenic drive. We got the back a little loose, and like I said, I'll bring you guys back in a little while, and we'll have some more fun. So, you know what, guys? I just drove back into town, and I have to go to the Apple store to get a new iPhone, and they don't open until 10 o'clock. So what I was thinking is, I'm sure there's tons of people that are going to watch this video that want to buy a Charger to take it off-road. So I got, as you can see on my handy dandy heads-up display clock here, it's 9:12. I got 45 minutes until the Apple store opens. It's just down the street for those of you. Some of my viewers, man, they watch where I'm at, and they're like, I know where you live. You live right down the street from me. Well, I might not live right down the street from you, but probably some of you know where I'm at. But anyway, I'm gonna go try to find a little off-road trail, so that those of you are thinking, you know what? I'm gonna get the perfect off-road vehicle, the Charger SXT. You're gonna know exactly what you're in for. Forgot to tell you guys in the other interior video, it does have the push to start, the keyless entry, and the, you know, the flipping door handles where you just, you know, you touch it and it opens. So that's a nice feature. But I'm gonna cut out, and once I find a little track, we'll bring you guys back. That rhymed. All right, I found a power line road. This is about as best as we're gonna do with, ooh, fuck. Doesn't have a lot of ground clearance. This is about the best we're gonna do with the amount of time I have. So, let's see how it does. Doesn't sound great on the undercarriage. Doesn't have a ton of ground clearance. So if you guys are wanting to do any kind of rock crawl or anything like that, anything that needs ground clearance, I'm gonna say no go on the Charger SXT. I hope you guys are gonna be able to hear that in the video. There's a huge thing right there. There's no way I'm gonna be able to make it through that. So let's go back and see. As long as I don't end up with a flat tire or an oil leak, I'm good. So that was kind of a letdown that this road didn't work out, but let's see what else we can find. The suspension is still comfortable. It's not awful. Sorry if it's a little shaky, guys. I'm gonna try to, in the edit, smooth it out a little bit, but it's probably gonna be a little shaky just because we're off-road in a fucking street car. So, oh my goodness. Let's try the Powerline road. That might be a little. Sorry, I'm sorry. I can see the camera shaking. I just feel so bad. Let's try the Powerline road. It might be a little. There we go. Whoa. See, it'll comfortably do 35 down a Powerline road. No problem. There's ooh, that's a lot of. There's a lot of rocks in the belly pan right now. I can hear. Which way should we go? There's people up here, so we're just gonna. Let's turn around. I think that's gonna be good for the off-road segment here. We'll get you can hear the back end really. Oh my goodness. Enterprise is gonna be unhappy with me. Whoa. Not going well. It's not going well at all. It's gonna be an absolute catastrophe for the off-road segment of the road test, but you know what? We made it in and out with no problems, so I'm happy about that. Let's check the alignment's still true. Feels like the tires are good. Yeah. Brakes are a little dusty. Let's try to stop ourselves here before I freak out, before I lose control. There we go. Not bad off-road. And a little ground clearance. I'm gonna pop you guys out real quick and let's take a look at the exterior. Okay guys, here's the exterior after the off-road test. It's not bad. The tires held up well. It's not terribly dirty for a black car. I guess this will be our walk around as well. Dodge SXT. No damage. Like I said, it's a little dirty, but it was dirty when I got it. No rock chips. Oh, that's bad. Alright, so this piece of trim was never on this Dodge, just so you guys know. But this will give me a chance to show you the inside from a different perspective. We're gonna focus there. Are we focused? I think so. But this is also a good lesson, guys, in why we don't buy ex-rental cars. Let's pop the hood. Let's pop the hood. I don't even know what the engine looks like in this thing. Okay, so it's a 3.6 VVT.
We don't see any, there's for some reason a Five Guys receipt under the hood of this car. So if you guys buy one of these, you're gonna know that there's a Five Guys receipt included. But you know, it's just a typical plastic cover like a lot of the new cars are. But yeah, it's a 3.6 liter. I thought it was a little bigger than that, but I guess not. But that's all right.
Alrighty, race fans, we are on the highway, on the way home, finally, after a very long day. Glad we got to have a little bit of fun with the Charger, take you guys along with me today. Couple things I want to clear up from the comments earlier. First of all, about the spec in terms of the model. So this one retails, or MSRP is at 30. The RT retails at 34. The RT Scat Pack retails at 40. And then the 392 is, I think, 50, and the Hellcat comes in at 65. So between this model, the SXT, and the RT, I would spend the extra $4 grand. You get a better motor in terms of power. You get better trim on the outside, a little bit more sporty appearance, better, you know, wheels. On a vehicle like, if you're looking for better handling, you know, a tire with less sidewall is going to handle better than a tire with more sidewall, because the roll, there's less tire to roll over, and the width of the wheel is wider, so you have more tire on the road. But you know, these aren't a bad vehicle. If you could pick one up for a good price, maybe a year used or a lease return, you know, maybe for like $18,000–$19,000 range, it's not a bad car. It's a nice driver. It's comfortable. Here on the highway, current MPGs is 34 miles a gallon. Average is still at 19.5, but you see how I've been driving it. So, you know, like I said, I'm not really here to do a crazy review. I mean, I understand it's a mid-range Charger, and we're just kind of having some fun with it, showing you guys around, kind of having some fun with it off-road. But for those of you who, you know, were seriously thinking about this and you're checking out videos, it's not a bad car. You know, if this is what you're looking for, and you don't mind the you know, the motor size, and you know, it still makes almost 300 horsepower. So one thing I do want to clarify as well from earlier, I believe I said it's a 9-speed transmission. It is actually an 8-speed shiftable transmission. So before you guys rip me a new a-hole in the comments, you know, just that was an old slip of the tongue. So I'd give it a thumbs up. Obviously, you know, Mopar or no car, and it's not a bad little runner. Very, very comfortable, and you know, we're cruising at exactly the speed limit right now. And this road's a little bumpy. If you guys see bumps, this highway kind of sucks. Those of you guys who know Vegas know the 215 sucks. But like I said, not a bad little car. So thanks for watching. Shoot a thumbs up below, and if you like the off-road footage, let me know. All right, thanks guys.